Good morning, bonjour, buenos dias. It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and the Insegna Booksellers. You can look me up on insegna.com. Now, this morning is Friday, the 3rd of February 2023. 2023. Not 20 years earlier. Anyway. It's the Languages and Culture series with French and Spanish featuring in this series. It's lesson 45. And we're going to do a few things today as usual with lots of practice in French. And I will start with some words. I was going to start with the actual grammar, but I think starting with words is probably the way to go, just a bit of practice before we go on with other things. Now, this week has been a reflective week for me, and I'm saying is, I have completed my first series with Italian lessons, 1 to 60, and at the moment they're being looked at on YouTube and the Insegna.com in the blog section, and also TomPadula.blogspot.com, and plus, of course, Facebook. The idea is to actually keep on moving as well, and occasionally need to stop. I stop and I reflect on what I've done. Now, I've been looking at a couple of the programs from months and months back, and you become your own best critic, really, because you want the best for yourself, and when you see mistakes made, etc., and other people will see those too, then you say, okay, I can do that better. So that's the idea. And whilst I was doing that, and I thought, oh yeah, I've done that. And I've done also world history on Thursday, lessons 1 to 65. I've completed the first series there, and I've stopped in the 15th century, in other words, 1400 to 1499, the century that saw great voyages from Europe discovering for themselves the rest of the world, the round world, because during the Middle Ages, of course, the church ideology was that, the earth was flat and the sun was going around the earth, sort of thing. So the science caught up with a few of the people in the 14th century, in the 15th century, also because the Ottoman Empire had sort of blocked the Christians from accessing the East, India and China through the Great Route, So that's Marco Polo went there, so they knew about China, and they started to want some of the products that were made in China and that could be found in India, basically, and also the Middle East. So the trade routes were sort of stopped. You had to, they go through. You had to pay fees, big fees, and the roads were dangerous. People could attack you. You needed some protection, security in order to travel. So they thought, well, let's do something else. Let's go around the ocean and find out whether we can have a route to India. And that's why, that's why the American Indians are called Indians, because they were not Indians at all. They were people who lived there. But because of that initial push to find India, Christopher Columbus actually thought that he had found a passage to the east. Instead, he had discovered, or he had gone to a new continent altogether that people did not know about. And so the idea that the earth was round began to become a little bit more popular. Still, it wasn't recognized for a long time by the church. and people who, deal in the ideology of the church, of Christianity, power. It's not like what Christ really wanted for his followers. But those are the ways of the world. Now, it's 11:29. I will also do some Spanish, and I'm staying the course with it because I'm looking up new songs now and trying to learn new words. But remembering is another thing, and reflection on the 4 language skills of listen and speak, read and write. So which is the order? Well, the order is very simple. I'm going to tell you now. I'm not going to do like some of the doctors who, want to cure you and they talk for an hour and a half and then they say, take this pill. No, this is it. If you want to learn a language, the best way to do it is start with listening. Then you got to reading. Then you do writing. And finally, the speaking will come eventually by doing those previous 3 activities. Okay, so remember that. That's a philosophy. It's not one particular exercise, or learn a few words, or learn a sketch or a song. No, this is to do with your generic understanding of how to learn a language and what you expect from it. So let's start. All right, before we start, cheers to you all. Happy New Year. Can I say that when it's the 3rd of February? Yes, another 11 months. So we got to an artist's studio, L'Atelier. I'm just going to read the words. Le papier de verre. So just listen. Le vilebrequin. Les boulons. Les punaises. L'acier. L'assure. Le marteau. La lime. La boîte à outils. Le tournevis. La planche. Les pots de peinture, les copeaux, le canif. Now I'm going to repeat that and show you the words. Here we go. Le papier de verre, le vilebrequin, les boulons, les punaises, l'acier, la scie, la sciure, le marteau, le tournevis, la planche, les pots de peinture, les copeaux, le canif. Now we're going to continue, and then I'll repeat them again, okay? Le bois, l'établi, les pots, le bois, le rabot, l'étau, les clous, l'échelle, les vis, le mètre, les écrous, la hache, le tonneau. Well, that's enough for the atelier. Come back to me. Welcome to Colin Ransley. Now, these are words for l'atelier, which means a studio, artist studio. Now, I'll repeat those last ones from le tonneau, la hache, les écrous, le mètre, les vis, l'échelle, les clous, l'étau, le rabot, le bois, les pots, l'établi, le bois. Now, I must confess, I only know some of the words. I don't know all of these words. So, because you need to use them. Le marteau is the hammer. La lime, whatever, in English. You know, you got to remember. Le tournevis, the screw. Le pot, le bois is the wood. L'échelle, the not the staircase, whatever. Le mètre, the meter. La hache is the axe, etc. So when you're learning words, you'll discover words in English. And that's the beauty of it all, is that you actually improve your English by doing another language. A language is a window to your own language. You look out and then you look back in. There you are. Okay, now this is la rue. La rue. I'm going to rip the words. Le garage, l'ambulance, la bicyclette, le trou, le café, le trottoir, le magasin, les feux rouges, la cheminée, le camion, les clous, les marches, le monsieur, l'hôtel, la voiture de police, le rouleau compresseur, la perceuse, l'école, le terrain de jeu, les appartements, le bulldozer, l'église, le cinéma, la voiture, la moto, le chauffeur, le réverbère, la dame, la maison, la voiture des pompiers, l'agent de police, la camionnette, l'antenne de télévision, l'usine, le marché, le toit, les tuyaux, la remorque, le taxi, l'autobus, la statue. So now I'm going to show you the pictures, because some of the words, as I said, I need to look up myself, because you do too. And, you know, the expectation is that I have everything ready all the time. No, it's not true. A teacher teaches from what the person knows, and there are a lot of faults by the teacher. If you prepare really, really well for 2 months, a month, whatever, and then you give the perfect lesson, well, that's only one lesson. Whereas when you're doing a lot of work and you want to follow the journey of learning, this is how you do it, a la TomPadula. You start the journey with the first step, and then you move on, and you stop when you want to, you go sideways when you want to, you come back to the main road when you want to, you proceed ahead. But it's always a continuum from beginning to your achievement, which is the learning of French. On doit apprendre la langue française par la pratique. Mais quand on est comme moi, qui ne parle pas avec les Français, j'ai dû réapprendre le français par l'enseignement. So I'm sort of picking up my French through teaching as well. So teaching is a good way of learning, because you have to prepare, you have to stay the course. And talking about the staying the course, next week, next Wednesday, I start again at the University of the Third Age in Deepdene, and I'm surprised when I talk to people now that a lot of them don't know that there is a University of the Third Age for people 55 and above, and I would say I would even make it 50 and above, so that you can, go somewhere if you've got the time to learn. And I'm also going to learn a little bit more about the computers myself. So I'm going to be both a teacher and a student of something else. And one other reflection, of Italian background, and I've always been fortunate in my family. There's always been, all the women are very good cooks, all of them. There isn't one, no exceptions. And I've always wanted to do a bit of cooking myself. But since Nella passed away, I thought, well, I've started and I've made a bit of progress. Now, I finished with the Italian and the world history, series 1, and I've got Tuesday and Thursday free for that 1 hour. So I'll see. I was thinking, Tom, I'm going to do, and I'm going to announce it now for the first time, I'm going to do, what did I say? Cucina e Salute, cooking and health, and also Bambini e Italia, children in Italy, and there'll be, this will be live. I won't promise I'll do it every single week, but there will be these particular series programs of the series. There will be 1, 2, 3, a continue. So if I have to do things or whatever, I'm going to remain a bit free, and I'll come on whenever I can. Now, I was also thinking 11:25 to 12:30 every day. That it's up into my time, especially now. Maybe I can come in the afternoon. So, but the main thing is that I do the presentation of the first one, Cucina e Salute, cooking and health, and I will then, what will I do then? I will then, make it into a series, and it'll be transferred to YouTube and insegna.com, etc., etc., like I've done up to now. So let's continue with French now. That's it. Did I show you? I can't remember. I might as well do it again. Here. Le garage, l'ambulance, la bicyclette, le trou, le café, le trottoir, le magasin, les feux rouges, la cheminée, le camion, les clous, les marches, le monsieur, l'hôtel, la voiture de police, le rouleau compresseur, la perceuse, l'école, le terrain de jeu, les appartements. Notice it's raining. I didn't call it, but it keeps me company, and you too. Look at that. I've called for the rain, it's coming, pouring. Le bulldozer, l'église, le cinéma, la voiture, la moto, le chauffeur, la réverbère, la dame, la maison, la voiture des pompiers, l'agent de police, la camionnette, l'antenne de télévision, l'usine, le marché, le toit, les tuyaux, la remorque, le taxi, l'autobus. L'autobus in French. So that's that for today in terms of the words, and I'll continue presenting these words as we move along. It's important that we all do that. We keep on learning new words all the time and revising the old ones. So here we go. Another drink, and this time here I'm going to the grammar. This is called irregular comparatives and superlatives. You remember the adjectives and adverbs? This is the section of adjectives and adverbs. We did do in the previous, in this particular series, I covered the nouns and the articles, and now we've done these two. I think when we come to the end of this, I'll call it series 1. It'll be up to lesson 60. I might as well tell you now, that's my intention. And after that, I'll take a break from this particular series on a Friday and give myself free time again. But don't forget, on Sundays I read Dante Alighieri, the Divine Comedy, La Divina Commedia, which is available in French as well. Okay, so all these works that I do are both classics and modern, and for the future, because we're learning. The adjectives bon and the adverb bien are irregular in comparisons of superiority. Bon and bien are irregular. So you say meilleur, bon. Bon in the feminine, meilleur is better, and le or la, the best, is le meilleur. Les meilleurs, turn it into the feminine, and les meilleurs with es, that's the plural. Bien, comparative mieux, that's the adverb, and le mieux. So there's a difference between the adjective here and the adverb. So I'll just read the examples. Ce livre est meilleur que l'autre. Cette pomme est meilleure que l'autre. Ces peintures sont les meilleures de toutes. Elle parle mieux que lui. Elle chante le mieux de toutes. So you can see the difference when you use it as adjectives or you use it as an adverb. Comparative and superlative forms of bon can be placed before or after the noun. So comparative and superlative forms of bon. So you'll say, il n'y a pas de meilleure méthode. Can be placed before or after. Il n'y a pas de meilleure méthode. Il est parmi les peintres les meilleurs. Can both ways. Moins and aussi are used with bon and bien as well. Ce livre est moins bon que l'autre, or ce livre est moins et aussi bon que l'autre. Elle parle moins aussi bien que lui. Elle parle moins bien que lui, ou elle parle aussi bien que lui. Mauvais and mal have irregular as well as regular forms. Mauvais, plus mauvais. Pire. Le, la, les, plus mauvais. Le, la, les, pire. So, difference between the adjectives and the adverbs. Again, this is not French. This is about French. So if you haven't understood, because it's a concept, it doesn't matter. Just this is like having, if you're a religious person, you have your Bible or your Quran or whatever. You look up the various sections, and you need one of these grammar books in order. Again, if you contact me, I'll organise you in order for you to learn the French on your own, with online help, with the help of our social media, and also classes. Tutto fa brodo, they say in Italian. Everything goes in the pot of learning the language. Okay. Mauvais and mal have irregular as well as regular forms. Mauvais, le pire, and mal, pis, P-I-S is worse, le pis. Le pis, the worst. Le pis, the worst. Cette note est plus mauvaise que l'autre. Cette note est pire que l'autre. Cette note est la plus mauvaise de toutes. Cette note est la pire de toutes. Il chante plus mal que Marie. Il chante pis que Marie. Il chante le plus mal de tous. Le pis de l'affaire, c'est que vous avez échoué. Note, le pis can only be used as a noun. Again, this is grammar. French grammar is very detailed. It's the book itself for French grammar is very thick. The book for Spanish grammar is very small, half the size. They've simplified their language. The Italian is somewhere in the middle between the Spanish and the French. I can't tell you about Portuguese and Romanian because I don't know those languages, but I will look at them as well. And those were the languages that were derived from Latin. But it's not true that the other languages don't know much to Latin. They do. because English, German, Turkish, all of the European languages, including Russian, they are a lot to the Latin. And they did that when they used to be called barbarians. And they caused the Roman Empire to fall. There you are. Plus mauvais est le plus mauvais are generally used in a concrete sense. Cette automobile est plus mauvaise que l'autre. Pire and le pire are generally used in a moral sense. Il est pire qu'un Pierre. He's worse than Peter, you know. Petite has regular and irregular forms. Petite is a feminine. Plus petit, and plus petite. There's a bit of a difference. Moindre, the smaller. And the smallest is le ou la, les moindres. Le, la, plus petite, that's the adjective. Plus petite, le plus petite are used with things you can measure. Mon auto est plus petite que la sienne. My car is smaller than his or hers. Moindre et le moindre are used in an abstract sense. Je n'ai pas la moindre idée. I don't have the slightest of ideas. The comparative of beaucoup is plus or davantage. Pierre a beaucoup de livres. Georges a plus de livres. Georges en a plus. Davantage is used to indicate a comparison of superiority and is generally placed at the end of the sentence. Cette femme est très intelligente, mais sa fille l'est davantage. The comparative of peu is moins. André travaille peu, Pierre travaille moins. So complete the following with an appropriate comparison of superiority. They want you to do the exercises. I'm not going to... I'll just follow the models. This one here, ce livre est bon, mais celui est là, etc. Follow the model. Ce livre-ci est bon. Ce livre-ci est aussi bon que ce livre-là. Ce livre-ci est moins bon que ce livre-là. Ce livre-ci est meilleur que ce livre-là. Ce livre-ci est le meilleur de tous. Il chante bien. Il chante aussi bien que vous. Il chante moins bien que vous. Il chante mieux que vous. Il chante le mieux de tous. Now again, this book here will give you all the exercises involved, and you'll be able to. This is like, as I said, it's the basis for the language. It's not the language; it's the explanation of the language and what you do to do all the things you do with the language properly. And let's not forget, language keeps on moving. So in other words, some of these rules can be changed over time. Okay, so next time we'll do adjectives with comparative and superlative forms. So we'll go to next time. Okay, so that's it for today for grammar. We've done we've done the words, and now this is the part that I love best. Because here I get to revise my singing. And you might say, oh, you're singing the same songs all the time. Well, because I've had to improve them. And I think I'm doing okay now because I can do this quite well. Edith Piaf, thank you very much from wherever you are. They are singing in the sky. I want to remind people that she's a great French icon. Here we go, l'avion rose. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui s'épergle sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois l'avion rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des ennuis, de chagrin s'effacent, heureux, heureux à en mourir. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi pour toi dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la. Notice, I've sung it, I was quite comfortable with it, but welcome to Aneta Kotsa, but I haven't learned it yet. So if I could sing that, des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. If you remember the words, and somebody said, do you speak French? I said, no, I don't speak French, but I know a song, you know what I mean? And then you can sing the whole lot. That's impressive. And that's how it is. So that's the first song that I've done for French. Now, the book that I wanted people to have in order to learn French, there are three things. These two books here, Les Femmes Parlent Trop, Simone fait bonne impression. These are one-act original comedy, especially written for beginning students. Okay, so they are available for me. I only got a few copies now, but you never know. And you could actually get someone else, one of your friends, to join you, a couple of people, and you form a little group, and you read to each other en français, and then you have to learn the part. And that's how you learn to speak. So remember, it's listen, speak, read, write, but the order is listen first, read second, write third, and the speaking part comes last. Parler en français vient au dernier. Parce que they're thinking, say, what do I want to say is number one, and two, how do I say it in French? Okay, so what do I really want to say? I want to say that you should follow this order. Learn to listen first, to read, to write, et le parler en français verra quand tu es prêt avec les mots, les adjectifs, les verbes et les phrases. When you are ready, the brain will give it to you. You don't have to stress about it. It comes naturally to you. Languages are easy to learn, especially if you are adult, because you already speak the language. Even if you haven't been to school, and you're not feeling comfortable with it, all of these things here can be done. And older people, especially, I recommend taking up French. I'm doing this for me and for you. No charge. I want the world to learn this. No, I'm only one individual amongst 8 billion people and growing in numbers. You know, we are a little drop in the ocean. Just what can you do as an individual? But then they say the power of one. So you are powerful in your own right. You are part of the universe. You're part of the God-given presence here on earth. And when we go, from dust we came, from dust we return. And even if the world blows up, it's still out there. You can't miss it. Okay, now, enough of that. Let's go on with l'homme le plus malchanceux du monde. I'm going to read this in French. This one here. And as I said, I've got these books. If you want to follow my lessons of French, all you have to do is come to see me, and I will organize it so that at home you can follow my lessons. They are there now. They will be, the French one and the Spanish will be there alongside alongside my other ones. So the Italian and the world history series one is finished, and this one here is lesson 45 today, another 15, and I'll call it series 1. Okay, so I can organize you to learn French and Spanish at the same time. Monsieur l'homme le plus malchanceux du monde. The man is malchanceux, bad luck, you know. Someone said bad luck. That's it. I'm going to read it to you, and I suppose I can show it to you and read it at the same time. Okay, let me do it. Here we go. It makes it harder for me, but at least you can follow. L'homme le plus malchanceux du monde. Don't forget, I haven't read this before. This is my first time. Monsieur Dupont, exportateur de dentelles, avait établi sa maison de commerce à Bruxelles. Il habitait dans une maison de banlieue près de la ville. Monsieur Dupont menait une vie honorable, mais il n'avait jamais de chance. Il est évident que c'était vraiment l'homme le plus malchanceux du monde. Un jour, par exemple, il a acheté un nouveau costume. Le lendemain, il dînait dans un restaurant avec sa femme, et le garçon maladroit a laissé tomber de la sauce sur le veston. Un autre jour, il venait de laver sa voiture quand il a commencé à pleuvoir. Ça ne valait pas la peine d'avoir lavé l'auto. Il a fixé 2 rendez-vous avec des commerçantes importantes. Chaque fois, il a perdu l'affaire parce qu'il est arrivé en retard. La première fois parce qu'il n'avait un pneu prévu et la deuxième fois parce que sa montre retardait de 10 minutes. Au printemps, il a planté son gazon. L'été suivant, rien n'a poussé parce qu'il a planté les graines sans dessous. Un jour, il a reçu un coup de téléphone urgent de sa femme qui était très agitée. La maison a pris feu et Dupont avait oublié de payer l'assurance incendie. Le pauvre homme s'est dépêché à sa voiture pour rentrer chez lui aussi vite que possible. Un agent de police à motocyclette l'a arrêté. Monsieur Dupont lui a rendu son permis de conduire et l'agent a commencé à rédiger la contravention. Vous savez dépasser la vitesse maximum. Vous ne vous n'êtes pas arrêté au feu rouge. Vous êtes entré dans une rue sans unique. Dites-moi, monsieur, a dit l'agent, c'est peut-être que vous devez courir à un incendie? Et le pauvre monsieur Dupont, un homme bien en tête, qui ne ment jamais, a répondu, oui, monsieur l'agent, il est vrai que je me dépêche à cause d'un incendie. L'agent l'a regardé avec colère et a dit, je vais encore rajouter une plainte de plus parce que vous moquez de la police. Well, I understood most of it, okay? Now, there are exercises here as well. Well, let me go back. Go back. Okay, here. There's the exercises down the bottom, questions, and here. So I'm not going to do that today. You're going to do that yourselves if you get the book. And as I said, we can, if I have 5 or 6 students, I can actually, spend an hour and a half with you and explain it all once every, month or whatever. And that's it. That's how it's done. Okay. Now, how are we going for time? 12:05. Well, I think that's all right. Now, the next one I'm going to read is a poem by none other than Paul Verlaine. He was born in 1844 and died in 1896. So 96 minus 44, he died at the age of 52. He left quite an important man, dying so young. But that's how it was. It's called Mon rêve familier. And I told you about Paul Verlaine, I think, last week. I did. Here we go. I'm going to show it to you. Here we go. Mon rêve familier. Je fais souvent ce rêve étrange et pénétrant d'une femme inconnue et que j'aime et qui m'aime et qui n'est chaque fois ni tout à fait la même ni tout à fait une autre et même elle me comprend car elle me comprend et mon cœur transparent pour elle seule hélas cesse d'être un problème. Pour elle seule, elle est moiteur de mon front blême. Elle seule laissait réfléchir en pleurant. Est-elle brune, blonde ou rousse? Je l'ignore. Son nom, je me souviens qu'il est doux et sonore, comme ceux des âmes que la vie exila. Son regard est pareil au regard des statues. Et pour sa voix lointaine et calme et grave, elle a l'inflexion des voix chères qui se sont tuées. They are published, I'll read it in English. Published in 1866. So he was born in 1844. Well, he was 22 years old when he wrote this. Mon rêve familier is a regular sonnet. Although one of the early poems of Verlaine, it already contains his typical sinuous phrasing and images that conjure up a far-off, barely visible ideal. The dream of love is real, like the consolation that the woman brings, but she's unknown, never the same, indescribable. What alone can be told is the tender melancholy of her name, the statuesque immobility of her eyes, and the faint calm tone of her voice that recalls the voices of loved ones who are now dead. There you are. And that's it. Again, these poems and songs, etc., they need to be studied. You can't just do it in one hit. That's where the pleasure of learning the other language is, that it opens up a whole lot of literature. Good for our brain. Before was Tombola Neige, And I would say now, in Melbourne here, TomPadulaTV. This is, I love Salvatore Adamo. I was looking up some of his other works. And where do I put Tombe la neige? Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, et mon cœur s'habille de noir. Ce soyez cortège, tout en larmes blanches. L'oiseau sur la branche pleure les sortilèges. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Mes cris, mon désespoir. Mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, tu es blanc de désespoir. Triste certitude, le froid et l'absence, cet odieux silence, blanche solitude, tu ne viendras pas ce soir, mes cris mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Cuando caliente el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Cuando calienta el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, tu recuerdo, mi locura, mi delirio, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Cuando calienta el sol. Love me with all your heart, that's all I want. Love me with all your heart, honor it all. Just promise me this, that you give me all your kisses, every summer, every winter, every fall. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. Did you notice that? What did you notice? Come on, tell me. You noticed that that was Spanish and not French. Okay? So, now this time here, we're going to do, let me see. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this on arrival. Okay, let's have a look. Money. Okay, so if you want to say, is there an exchange bureau near you, near here? ¿Hay algún banco cerca donde se pueda cambiar dinero? Do you cash travelers checks? ¿Cambian cheque de viajero? I want to change, when can I cash travelers checks? ¿Dónde puede cambiar cheque de viajero? O cheque de viajero? I want to change some English American money. Quiero cambiar dinero inglés australiano, no? How much do I get for? ¿A cuánto está la libra el dollar? I get a pound is a pound la libra, but ¿a cuánto está el dólar? How much? What's the exchange rate? Okay. Sign here, please. Firme aquí, por favor. And the currency is peseta, pesetas, etc. All right. When you arrive somewhere, on arrival, you get the customs, aduana. It's in Spanish. Passport control de pasaporte. Pasaportes. Control de pasaportes. Your passport, el pasaporte, por favor. Viajan juntos, Are you together? Viajo solo. I'm traveling alone. Viajo con mi esposa. Viajo con un amigo. Vengo de negocios. Vengo de vacaciones. I'm here on business or on holiday. That's vengo de negocios. I went to do, negotiate. Business. What is your address? ¿Cuál es su dirección en Madrid? Which one is your direction, your address in Madrid? How long are you staying for? ¿Cuánto tiempo va a estar usted aquí? ¿Cuánto tiempo va a estar usted aquí? ¿Cuánto dinero trae? How much money have you got? Tengo, whatever, 20 pesetas. $30, whatever. What is your luggage? ¿Cuál es su equipaje? Equipaje. Have you anything to declare? ¿Tiene algo que declarar? This is my luggage. Este es mi equipaje. I have only my personal things in it. Solo levo mis cosas personales. Open your bag, please. Can I abra la maleta, por favor? Can I shut my case now? ¿Puede cerrar la maleta? ¿Ya? May I go through? ¿Puedo pasar ya? ¿Puedo irme? ¿Puedo pasar ya? Whatever. Where's the information bureau, please? ¿Dónde está la oficina de información? Porta, here's my luggage. Mozo, este es mi equipaje. What's the price for each piece of luggage? ¿Cuánto cuesta cada bulto? I shall take this myself. Yo elevo esto. That's not mine. Eso no es mío. Would you call a taxi? ¿Puedo llamarme un taxi? How much do I owe you? ¿Cuánto le debo? So that's it for today in terms of the Spanish words. Now, what I noticed too, I had forgotten some of the most basic things that I learned last year. It's already last year. So, for example, the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 días. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, no. Repeat. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, that was that, in terms. Then you got the days of the week, lundi, lunes, martes, miércoles. What's the other one? Jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. My brain. How's yours? So even the most, the easiest things, they require you to revise. And there is a book here called El Cid. El Cid, I'm going to read one lot. El Cid. El Cid Conquista Valencia. Now I'm going to try to read it and show you how I read. Don't forget, I haven't been to school for Spanish. El Cid conquista Valencia. Una vez solucionado el litigio con Don Ramón, el Cid campeador y sus hombres siguieron hacia el sur por las costas del Mediterráneo. Su intención era conquistar Valencia. 3.600 caballeros del Cid cercaron la hermosa ciudad, impidiendo que entraran o salieran los valencianos. Al cabo de 10 meses capituló Valencia y sus grandes riquezas entonces pertenecieron al Cid. Al enterarse, el rey moro de Sevilla les atacó con 30.000 hombres de armas, pero fue derrotado en 2 batallas y escapó herido. El Cid le ganó su célebre caballo Babiesa y más riqueza aún. La fama del Cid atrajo a don Jerónimo, un obispo renombrado del Oriente. Era muy fuerte, valiente y entendida en las letras. Odiaba a los moros y quería herirlos con sus propias manos. El Cid otorgó a don Jerónimo el obispado de Valencia y el buen obispo comenzó a luchar a su lado. Las riquezas del Cid eran ahora fabulosas. Una vez más mandó Rodríguez a Álvar Fanes con un rico regalo para su rey Alfonso. Pidió que permitiera venir a su esposa, doña Jimena, y sus hijas, doña Elvira y doña Sol, a vivir con él en Valencia. Alfonso se santiguó al ver a Álvar Fañez y le dijo que le alegraba mucho de los éxitos. I think I'm going to stop there because the time is over. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll finish off with Historia de un Amor and then I'll say goodbye. There's another song that I've learned, and again, if you try to learn it off by heart, that's the idea. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad, y ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Siempre fuiste la razón de mi existir, adorarte para mí fue religión. En tus besos encontraba el calor que me brindabas, el amor y la pasión. Es la historia de un amor como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan obscura, si tu amor no viviré. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad, y ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Es la historia de un amor, como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan obscura, si tu amor no viviré. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más, sufrir más, sufrir más. And on that, I bid you farewell, buenos dias, and have a good time today. This is Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And you can look me up on insegna.com. Okay? Adios.